Okay, today is March the 2nd, 2016, and at 9:50 p.m. we have a temperature here in Los Angeles of 55 degrees. We're in the foothills of Los Angeles. 55 degrees is the temperature. We have a relative humidity of 74%. The dew point is 47 degrees, and the barometric pressure is 30.03. And right now we're watching the Northeast Pacific water vapor loop, and we can see a very large storm system. This is a 960 millibar storm. Earlier today there was actually three lows right in this area here, and now it looks like there's just one identified on the surface chart. So this is that 960 millibar low right here, and we have this big front, and there is an interruption. This is the jet stream flow along here. And we have an interruption. This is a transmitter focusing heat, and that is breaking up the continuity of this moisture field right here, which is winding into that core. All right, and also notice that there's very little rotation right in this area right here. This is just sort of a mass of clouds moving up towards the where this core is spinning. There's a very small area right here that is part of that core. The whole thing is sort of spinning, but this has been hit. This has been targeted with a transmitter, and that's why we have this dark area right behind the front. There's a lot of high pressure being applied, heat, and that's what we're seeing. And then we have high pressure. This is the 14th day now, 14 straight days of high pressure installed right off of California. We'll take a look at that. Let's take a look at the rainbow loop. This is the infrared loop. We can see that there's a effort being made to disrupt the moisture field here, and that's being done with a transmitter, and that will end the moisture flow into this system right here. You can see that very clearly. There's a big interruption right here. Okay. All right. Next, let's take a look at the this is the western U.S. water vapor loop. We can get an idea of the size of the storm. This is a very, very large system, and this started out as a hurricane force storm about 2 days ago, and this has been just moving around up in the Gulf of Alaska, and so we are supposed to get some rain. They've moved the forecast up. That is the TV weather people have moved it up to Saturday. Midday Saturday is when the rain is supposed to begin. But today in Los Angeles, we had the heaviest chemtrail aerosol spraying I think I've ever seen. It rivaled the smoggy days of the 60s and the 70s, which I remember well. We lived near the mountains, and today, driving along the freeway and looking towards the mountains, you could barely see the mountains from 5 miles away as the crow flies. 5 to 6 miles, depending on where we were. Could not see the mountains. The skies were just sprayed from horizon to horizon. These jets, they're spraying hundreds of tons of particulate into the skies over Los Angeles. Hundreds of tons of solids, particulate matter that should be illegal. The Air Quality Management District, which used to be called the Air Pollution Control District, I don't know why they're not doing their jobs. This is really criminal what's going on. We've all had trouble breathing today, headaches, and everything else, and that's all because we've got a front moving in that should be delivering rain, but instead we're getting delivered toxic aerosols that are just unbelievably strong. This stuff is not water vapor. We've got shills on the forum now telling us that this is all water vapor and that chemtrails don't exist and all this kind of crap. Look, this stuff is not water vapor. Water vapor, clouds, and water vapor are white, brilliant white, like natural clouds. This stuff they're spraying is a dirty white. We're going to take a look at that on the MODIS today, True Color satellite map here in a minute. We can see that front. There's a lot of moisture in here. They're actually spraying out here. We'll get to take a look at that as well. They got the jets all out here spraying. And they're spraying up in this area too, in Washington and Oregon. It's just it doesn't have much of effect because much of an effect because of this the intensity and the there's this is heavy rain there. Okay, let's look at the this is the surface analysis map. Somehow I missed the jet stream. There it is. Okay, this is the jet stream. Not showing that interruption down here, but it is there. And then we see this whole flow is taking a left turn right up the west coast and back down across the country. All right, next we have the surface analysis map. Okay, we can see that now for the 14th day in a row we have high pressure, 1020 millibar indicated here. And this extends all through here. And that is going to block a lot of this front moving in. We do have like I say, the humidity is now 74%. That is a lot higher than last night. We had 60% humidity last night. You can feel that the weather is starting to change a little bit, even though the barometric pressure is the same. That's because we have a marine layer that's moving in. It's a thick marine layer, but we also have this thing moving in right here. That by tomorrow, this will, tomorrow is going to be another heavy aerosol spraying day. When this moves through tomorrow, we're going to have a lot more chemtrails tomorrow. That's going to be the forecast for tomorrow. There's a lot more of these aerosols. You can see that right here. We've got a good shot of rain, and there's no reason why we shouldn't get soaked a couple of times during the winter. We need the rain, and we've got people that are preventing that rain. A small group of people, and they are literally sitting on their tails, pushing buttons, and deciding who's going to get the weather and who isn't. All right, so here's that storm. It's a 960 millibar. The big front, we have an occluded front here. This is where they're applying heat from a transmitter right up here, this purple. We have some troughs shown, and we have this big cold front which should be moving in, but we've got high pressure for the 14th straight day right here. We have another center of high right here up over Montana and Utah and all that area up there. Okay, let's look at the this is the MODIS Today USA 5 map for the west coast, for Southern California. We can see in this view there are streaks running for 300 miles, 400 miles all through here, running this way. We had this marine layer right here. This is like moves in and out and brings in a lot of nice moist ocean air. We also have this area here. This is moving in, part of that storm front moving in, and they're just chemtrilling the heck out of everything. We can see that this picture's been spliced together. You've got two separate times here, but they have there's chemtrails all through here, and we can see the difference between the natural clouds out here. These are natural white clouds, and this off-white gray stuff that they spray, this ash, this fly ash slurry that they spray. Okay, what I'm going to do now is zoom in, and we'll take a look at this up close. And we'll just take a look here. Let me get this thing centered up. Today was, like I said, it was the worst, probably one of the worst day I've ever seen for aerosol spraying in Los Angeles. It was so bad. It was like I said, it was like the 60s and the 70s, the early 70s, before the cars had smog devices and all that. Here we have natural clouds trying to move in, and we've got people spewing fly ash out into the atmosphere to prevent the rain. Look at some of these trails here. This is Vandenberg and Lompoc right here, and we can see that in Santa Barbara down here. But we have all these trails everywhere. They were just running them. There must be probably 20 of them right here, all next to each other. They just kept laying them out all day. Okay, let me pan down to, here's the Salton Sea. This is the Colorado River right here. And Los Angeles, look at Los Angeles right here. Look at all these trails. Those are probably 300 miles long. They were going from horizon to horizon all day. Okay, and here's one going this way. And you can see the color difference. We got these trolls on the website that are telling us that this is water vapor. Well, that's a lot of baloney. Look at the difference. The natural clouds are white, cotton white. It's easy to see this. Okay, let's move on here. We have, this is the wave analysis report for today. We have some large swells moving in, 9 feet, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, and 30 feet right in here. These are all moving towards the west coast. We're going to have some large waves on the weekend, starting probably Thursday. Actually, probably tomorrow. I guess tomorrow is Thursday. Okay, next is the sea level pressure. We have this area of high pressure. This has been here now basically for 14 days. And they're starting yesterday. We had this break between these two pockets of high pressure. And so this has been blocking everything so far. We only had 0.94 inches of rain for the entire month of February, the wettest month of the year. We had 0.94 inches in the foothills, and the foothills and the mountains get the most rain in the LA area. Okay, here's the 500 millibar, and we can see a pocket of low pressure down here, and we see 3 lows up here in the Gulf of Alaska spinning around up in this area. All right, here is the 300 millibar. Let's see, low pressure down here, and we have some ridges here, low pressure right in there. Okay, next and last is the SSEC